Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of New Gameplay Today. My name is Marcus Stewart. I am joined by Kyle Hilliard. Hello.
Hey, what's up? You beating up some monsters with swords here? Is that what's happening?
That is exactly what's happening, because we're checking out AI Limit, a brand new, stop me if you've heard this one, Kyle, Souls-like? Are you familiar with the Dark Souls and games like Dark Souls?
It's almost as if it's become a genre unto itself.
It is. It's one of those. This is a Souls-like game. This is by Sensi Games. It was announced 5 years ago, which this is the first time I'd ever heard of it. But when I was looking up trailers, the earliest one I found was a 2019 trailer. As you can see, I died there. Obviously
Sink.
evidenced by the that means you died. Sink.
You sunk. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we started, Marcus, you were joking about how these games need to come up for different terms. For like what is ostensibly the same thing, bonfires. Like you can't just call them bonfires. And you teased, you were like, you're gonna love the you died screen, and I do. Sink.
It took me a while to sort of like figure out what that means, and I think I have an idea. So the general premise of this game is that it's set in like a post-apocalyptic world that was overtaken by a weird substance called mud, as in like dirty water, mud, that transformed a lot of humanity into these monsters. As you're seeing here, this guy's posted up like he's being arrested. And you play a character called a Blader, who is not a human, but rather, and I'm reading from the Steam description, like is described as a new life form that emerged from powerful technology. And you're just going around exploring the last city of humanity called Haven Swell, which is we're in the sewers right now in this kind of demo slice that I'm playing, and you're just trying to figure out what happened, and I guess try to maybe save what's left of humanity. It's unclear, especially because this is sort of an out of context slice of the game, but that is like the very broad strokes of what you're doing here. So I think when it says sink, I think it's because when you die, you sort of like sink into the mud. And then you pop back up at the link tree, which is your bonfire? That is my guess.
Yeah. It could be an acronym, too, like Souls in No Condition.
You almost had it.
Almost had it.
Okay,
But yeah, how's this game feel? That's always the big question, right?
So as you can see in the little disclaimer below, it's a work in progress, and it does feel like that. I think the combat, it's familiar in the sense that it's light and heavy attacks mapped to the right shoulder buttons. You got a range of weapons. You can equip up to 2 at a time. I've got these kind of fast-moving dual blades that I like a lot, and then I have a one-handed katana as my other weapon. And the combat feels okay. Like it feels like a game that is a work in progress. So it's not bad, but it doesn't have the weight of a From Software game, which I think is the intent, honestly. I don't think it's going for that in terms of like just the deliberateness of combat. I think it's designed to be maybe a bit of a faster game than a Souls game, even though you're doing familiar maneuvers like dodge, rolling, and step backs, and those have like a light sense of weight to them, but it just feels like it's supposed to be maybe a little bit of a looser experience overall. But that I have no proof of that. That's just sort of my conjecture from playing this slice for a while.
Yeah, you're just assuming the developer intentions.
Yeah, as you can see there, you also have like a parry attack, which is this like force field that you can throw up, and we'll see a bit more of it later when I do a boss fight. I don't quite like how that feels, just because there's a bit of a delay on it, and I think that's also by design, where like it's like a 1 second delay where she throws her hand out and then activates it. So it's not the timing of hit it right before an attack lands on you. You kind of have to time it to where like, well, I need to start this a second early, and then also time when that attack is going to hit to coincide with my timing. And so it threw me off a lot to where I wasn't using it as often as I would want to. So I had to rely on dodging a lot. And we're seeing here with this guy that I'm fighting, I was trying to figure out, like, should I dodge this guy or should I just attempt to parry him as I'm healing there? The other unique thing with this game is that it's got a a system called sync. So if you see in the life bar, those that row of like bars below it, basically when you fill that up to 100, your attack does the maximum amount of damage. But then every time you take damage or you use certain actions, it drops that bar, so you do diminished damage. So it's sort of a, I guess like a punishment for dying? Or taking damage of like, oh, if you get hit, you're going to, you know, like do less damage. But yeah, we talked about this before this recording this video. But the art direction, we both immediately like separately thought of Code Vein, which
yes,
was that 2019? You said?
Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah, which was. It was kind of the shorthand was like anime Dark Souls at the time, because there are a lot of Souls likes these days, but it was still pretty unique at the time for, you know, another developer to, you know, really dive deep into that genre that was still sort of being created at the time. Which Code Vein was Bandai Namco, actually, wasn't it? So
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which Code Vein I think was generally well liked, right? Like not like a massive hit or anything, but like I think Dark Souls fans enjoyed it as like as another one of those, you know?
Yeah, it just reminded me of that because you don't see, like, to your point, a lot of Souls games, especially back then, kind of aped the From Software sort of aesthetic of like dark, gritty fantasy, where that one's like, oh, this looks like anime, but a Souls game. That's, you don't really see that a lot.
Which is I'm into. I mean, I love an anime style. You know, it looks cool. I like your protagonist. I think she looks cool.
Yeah, you like the armor I gave her there that I just got as I'm trying to avoid this guy that has been the death of me and trying to find a way around him. Yeah, I'd say, like I said, it's like the combat just, it feels fine, but like, you know, like a work in progress. So, but like it feels pretty good, and I think this the premise of the world seems interesting because it seems like I watched trailers and you get above to the surface at some point. Like I said, this demo slice is sort of just in the underground sewersy area, but I was looking at the videos and it's like, okay, there's other locations up above, so you get to explore this ruined Earth. This guy, big fan of big pipes and swinging them. Sometimes through the wall, which was frustrating. Yeah.
You're just trying to pick something up.
I know, it's like, I don't even want I have no quarrel with this guy. I'm just going to use this elevator here and head on down. You've also got, as I'm cycling through there's a bunch of different sub-weapons, like throwables, like explosives. You've got things that can enhance your melee weapons, like, you can set your sword on fire or imbue it with electricity. And then just general healing weapons and whatnot. But I like the, besides the look of the game, I like the feel of some of the weapons, like those dual blades I was really digging, just because I'm a big fan of, like, faster paced gameplay styles, and this extends to just, like, From Software games, too, generally.
I mean, that's usually what I go with. You know, is like the sort of faster, sort of two-handed weapons. I don't like holding shields, you know?
Yeah, who holds shields? Who, Captain America?
The most boring superhero.
Yeah. I don't know if I can go with you there, but I'm gonna have to get off the train and let you drive that the rest of the way.
Well, I'll get to my destination. I don't know where you'll be. Not there.
Well, I'm gonna be fighting this boss in a second. So we get to see all of my skills that I've accrued in this short amount of time put to the test here. How would you describe this guy, Kyle, just within the first few seconds of looking at him?
Power Rangers villain.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying he was a Power Ranger. I was like, which...
No.
Which season of Power Rangers are you referring to?
Just one of those, you know, the Monster of the Week sort of rubber monstrosity that they created.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's not me complaining or insulting it. The Power Rangers monsters were cool design, very memorable.
Yeah. So you can see me trying to. This is my first attempt fighting this guy, and I'm trying to get the parry timing down. Just I was like, okay, this feels like a fight where parrying is the way to go. But like, because there's that 1 second delay with how the parry works. I'm like, okay, like how do I time this? Because I can't parry right before it lands because it'll be too late. So I kind of have to predict and then sort of like plan accordingly. And you can see how all the good that did me as I sink. That might be fair. I think I wanted to do this for a feature at some point. I don't think I ever got around for it, for like even pre-GI, of like a collection of all the different game over screens from Souls games and like ranking them by like the weirdest ones. Because I've seen, God, there's other games like that. God, what was that one game where you played as like a guy that could turn into a statue? It was like a Soul game, and I thought that.
Oh, Mortal
Shell.
Mortal Shell?
I remember that
I played
one
a little bit
like,
of that. I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, it was fine. I never finished it, but like I remember that one had a weird...
Mortal Shell. Mark, that's a good call there.
I just remember that having like a weird, like, instead of just saying you died, it was like some word or phrase where it's just like, huh, okay, I guess they can't all say you died, I guess.
You got a good counter there, by the way.
So yeah, this is me starting to get it. Yeah, this guy's got 2 phases, and he also can do that. And he seems like he's one of those fights where you're like, he's not like overly challenging, but you're having a hard time. You're sort of like feeling him out, and also still getting used to just like the game in general. Like, what can I get away with in terms of like how fast my character is and like dodge frames and all that good stuff. But I'm starting to believe. You can see it in real time, basically.
Yeah, it's like, you know, there's always the first skill check boss, right? It's like kind of like...
Yeah, see that?
That was good.
Yeah, and you can see...
You're out of health items at this point, I guess, huh?
Yes, and now he's turning into a second...
he's doing something.
So now he's abandoned his little sword thing, and now he's just full on, just like... He's faster, and he's just wild now.
He's just mad. Oh!
Yes, and I was mad when I died there, because I thought I dodged it. But apparently, I guess I think his slam there has some sort of AoE.
Yeah.
Like the vibrations hurt me.
Yeah, you're just a sink. I don't know what to tell you. You're a sink.
Yes, we sunk. But yeah, this is a pretty good look at AI Limit. It's apparently coming out this year. No release date yet, but Steam says 2024, and so far it's slated only for PlayStation 5 and PC. But I'm always down for I'm always down for a Souls game just because I'm a fan of the genre, but any sort of like unique twist on it, either mechanically or even just like aesthetically, always piques my interest. So I'll be keeping an eye on this one. This one, there were glimmers of promise here from like the short slice I played.
Yeah. Usually I immediately delete emails that have AI, that talk about AI in them, but this one I was like, what is this? This looks interesting.
AI you can get behind is the tagline for this game.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out our other episodes of New Gameplay today on Game Informer's YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!
See ya.